So I've been noticing a lot of questions in the denture support groups that I belong to, and a lot of people ask, is it okay to take my dentures out to eat? It's just easier if I take them out. My honest answer is going to be, you need to push through that. If you are taking your dentures out every time you eat, simply because it's easier, not because it hurts, not because your dentures are digging in. If your dentures are causing you any pain or any discomfort, if they are digging into any spots, you need to see your dentist and you need to get that taken care of. But if the reason that you take them out is because it's easier to eat, you taste your food better, it's just easier, you're defeating the purpose of having dentures. You are never going to learn how to use your prosthetic teeth if you are taking them out every time that you eat, because it's easier. I know that it simplifies things, but you're not going to learn how to use your prosthetic teeth if you're taking them out every time that you eat. Does your taste change? I am sure that it does. I don't remember that phase. It's been 18 years since I got my dentures. I taste things just fine now. Do I taste things differently than somebody who has their natural teeth? Possibly. But do I have any issues tasting food? No, I don't. To me, everything tastes the way that it's supposed to. I taste things just fine. There are things that I do, though, that help me to taste things. We have taste buds and receptors in so many different spots in our mouth. And a lot of times people go, well, I take my dentures out to eat because I want to taste food because my hard palate is covered. That's where all of my taste buds are in my mouth. That is not accurate. We actually have more taste buds on our soft palate than on our hard palate. But because our hard palate's covered, and that is where when we would take a bite of food or our saliva or a drink, that's the first place that those things were touching, was the hard palate. So now that it's covered, we miss that. But the soft palate has more taste buds and receptors than the hard palate. We also have taste buds on the insides of our cheeks. We have them in this area here, receptors. We have taste buds on our epiglottis and on our upper esophagus. We have the majority of our taste buds are on our tongue. So it's important to keep your tongue clean, because your tongue is now doing a lot more work because it's your primary taster. So there are things that you can do. When I take a bite of something, I just let it linger on my tongue for a little bit longer. I push chewed food up to my soft palate just briefly. It's not like a long where I push it up and set it there. Just kind of push it up a little bit, let it set there for a second and touch that spot. I swish very gently. Nobody can see that I'm doing it. Saliva and liquid so that it touches the soft palate, so it touches my cheeks, so that it is kind of getting all of the spots that it needs to. It's lingering on my tongue and all that. And I hold it at the back of my throat just for a couple seconds where that epiglottis is. That's a little flap of skin that keeps food and liquid from going into your windpipe. It just kind of puts them in the two places that it's supposed to go, and it's just a little flap. So that flap has taste buds and receptors on it. So I just do a few little extra steps to taste food. But if you're taking your dentures out all of the time to taste your food because it's easier, because it's not as challenging, you're never going to learn how to use your prosthetic teeth. So my answer is, wear your dentures unless they are causing you extreme pain, and then you need to see your dentist and get that taken care of. But if you're just taking them out because it's easier and you just don't want to have that struggle, you kind of got to push through that struggle, because it's the only way that you're going to learn how to use your prosthetic teeth. Push yourself just a little bit. Start out with liquid diet at first because it's going to be easier, and then move up to softer foods, but foods where you're going to have to chew, and then kind of just gradually step it up a little bit until you have to put a little bit more effort into chewing, and just kind of change your foods up until you're eating what you would have eaten if your teeth had been healthy. So maybe not necessarily exactly what you were eating before you had your teeth extracted, but what somebody with healthy teeth would be able to eat. But you got to push through that, and it's going to be challenging. It's going to be hard, and there are going to be days when you are going to think, I just want to take these darn things out. It's just going to be easier. But is easier better? Just because it's easier to do it doesn't mean that it is beneficial. It just means it's easier. And sometimes we got to push through those things in life that are harder to get to the end game. And in the case of having prosthetic teeth, you got to wear them to learn them, to adjust to them, to allow your muscles in your mouth to form around them, to adjust to them, and for them to start to feel like you're normal. They're never going to feel natural. They're never going to feel like real teeth, but eventually they'll feel like you're normal. And that's what the end goal is that they feel less foreign. Do I notice my dentures when they're in? I do. I'm not going to say that I don't, because I have prosthetic teeth. Am I used to them? Yes, I am. They are my normal. I have had them for 18 years. So they are my normal. They're what I'm used to. I wear them pretty much all of the time. They're out for 2 to 5 hours every day, and that's it. And it's been like that since a few months into having dentures. I did go up through a few months where I took my dentures out to sleep, had issues, and then I had to start sleeping with them. And because I have obstructive sleep apnea caused by lack of teeth. It does not affect everybody who doesn't have teeth, but it does affect some people. Our teeth, our dentures, support our mouth muscles, and for some people, when those muscles are not supported and you go to sleep, those muscles collapse and make sleeping an issue. So I sleep with my dentures in, but they're out for 2 to 5 hours every day. They are my normal. So my answer to somebody who's saying, is it okay to take my dentures out to eat because it's easier? How are you going to learn how to use your prosthetic teeth if you are taking the easy route? Is it going to be challenging? Is it going to be frustrating? It is. But once you get past the hard part and get to the victory of being able to say they feel like my normal, it's going to be worth it. I promise. I'm going to go ahead and go, and I'll talk to you later.